This podcast is a proud member of PodNation Media Network.
Welcome to Franchise Addicts, the podcast that covers every film in a given franchise. My name is Luke.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Peter. And Luke. And Chris. And David. David, call your mother. Call your brother. Call your lawyer. Oh, forget your lawyer. Send him to Atlanta. The signal's winding down at Checkmate. And get yourself something from Men's Warehouse. Maybe a chill flex suit so you can withstand the hot energy weapons. You're going to like the way you look. You're going to like the way you cook. Oh, forget it, boys. Let's talk about this fantastic movie. Oh, crap.
Oh, my goodness.
I gotta sip my tea after that. One's gonna number on the voice.
Yes,
So today,
Oh,
in our Make a Franchise series, we are covering 1996's Independence Day with the theme of spectacle for our Alien Invasion franchise series. This is our spectacle movie.
So, Chris, you just mentioned ID4. What was ID4 on the poster? Was it on the VHS? Because, I remember that in the marketing somehow. Obviously 4 for July 4th.
Yeah, I don't recall where it came from. If it was internet shorthand, or
it's just because it's in our lexicon when you talk about this movie, ID4. And did you have the VHS, the hologram, when you would shift it left and right, and the White House would blow up and go back to normal? Did you guys have that? I had that.
I didn't have it, but I did hear it's one of the most successful VHS sales of all time.
Oh yeah, we had it.
That there was a huge marketing budget for the actual.
That's how old I was, Peter.
You were 5. I saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters too. We should talk about the experience. We need.
You guys talk about. Go ahead.
Us old
heads. Yeah, old
Hell
heads.
yeah. Well, so this was the beginning of the Will Smith 3 summers in a row run, was it not? Did it go Independence Day, Men in Black, and then Wild West, which I saw all these movies in theater.
Yeah,
I missed Wild West. Although
not
I was
great, but fun.
No, I saw it. I just tried to forget it.
Yeah, because he was coming off of Fresh Prince. He hadn't really done
Bad Boys.
Oh, he had done Bad Boys already?
Yeah, that was mid to early 90s. Yeah.
Because some of the trivia around it is that Roland Emmerich and the producers specifically didn't want A-list celebrity movie stars to be a part of the film. They wanted to kind of do all B movie actors and just have an elevated blockbuster. Mm-hmm. So they grabbed Will Smith, kind of a hot young rookie, off the actor sheet, and then it just obviously this movie blew up. It made over $800 million, and Will Smith becomes a household name after, if he wasn't already. Fresh Prince was pretty big, but from a movie standpoint, he blows up here.
Yeah, this is when he becomes a movie star. Bad Boys, people were like, okay, cool, and he's a rapper.
He's got charisma for sure.
But then this made him into the summer blockbuster star.
He's got one-liners. Yeah, he kills it. So is Jeff Goldblum not considered an A-list? He's here. He's here with us now. He's telling you either homes.com or apartments.com, they're all going to be blown up when your city is annihilated by the aliens. Yeah,
by the aliens.
Well, this is a lot like Jurassic Park, where there's no A-list celebrities in Jurassic Park, and yet it is a summer blockbuster.
Yeah, true.
Who's the top of the call sheet? Bill Pullman?
The first one listed on IMDb, which usually goes by call sheet, is Will Smith, then Pullman, then Goldblum.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. It's huge stacked cast, right? Which I think one of the things that maybe this movie started was having these summer blockbusters with big casts. Do you think? And again, to your point, no AAA listers, but a lot of stars and a lot of people that would be recognized,
recognizable faces,
and a lot of characters,
especially with older characters. This has a lot of 70s and 60s actors in it.
Yeah.
Robert Loggia is just in every movie in the 60s and 70s.
And he's in Scarface too, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the only things I know him from.
Do you know who was first offered the Will Smith role? Another
No.
hot young actor coming off of some indie films. Work with Cameron Crowe, I believe.
I can't think.
One of our favorites, Chris. This might blow your mind.
95,
It's Ethan Hawke.
94.
Ethan Hawke.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yes. And he talks about how stupid he was for not taking it. Yes.
Yeah. So this was right after Reality Bites. The studio wanted him, and Emmerich kind of fought for Smith because obviously the studio was like, oh, we can't really have the top guy on the bill chart be black in 1996. That's not gonna
Really?
work.
Oh, Jesus. That's
And Emmerich
terrible.
was like, well, Emmerich, so he's German, you know.
Yeah. He loves
Awesome.
America.
Loves America.
Patriot.
But
Love
yeah,
Patriot.
Will Smith. No,
yeah,
nine.
The Patriots is only other good movie.
Patriot's
Yes.
solid. Wait,
Patriot is solid.
Stargate.
Not a huge
Emmerich,
Stargate guy.
that role, yeah, he made a lot of.
Fantastic movie. Anyway.
I mean, I think it's clear that like he struck light, or it's one director, Roland Emmerich, right?
Yep.
That's
Mhm.
a stupid question. But-
Yeah, and then the writer was Dean Devlin,
Yeah.
and Roland Emmerich also got a writing credit. But apparently, they turned the script around in like a month. They one of the great elevator pitch ideas of all time. You know, the aliens invade Earth, they blow up the White House. Studios basically like, say no more, just get a script, and they threw one together in a month, and we're starting production.
Yeah, the White House blowing up, that was all over the marketing, and that drew you in. The chopper blowing up along with it, and just there's a way that the buildings blow up. We'll talk about that later.
Well, so
amazing.
at the time, this was the most miniatures ever created for a film.
Hell yeah.
Really?
So
More than Star Wars.
More than Star Wars.
Or
Wow.
2001, because there's a shitload of that.
Yeah, there must have been so much. I heard that the White House was like 10 feet tall.
A bit, so it's like a bigature.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was, but and they blew that up. That's the one little factoid
They
I
did
got.
blow it up.
Fact did
So-
blow it up.
Talk about your movie theater experiences as children in the 90s.
Okay.
Well, shit. I think it's because of the pace of this movie. It was perfect for how old was I? 12 years old. And I feel like I mentioned the 12-year-old action movie a lot on this podcast, and like that's where some of the best movies hit, is if the pace is good for a 12-year-old boy, but it's not too stupid. And then I think it nails it. Yeah.
I recall that I was in the Dells with my friend Matt, and that I saw the poster. And I was like, oh, okay, this movie's coming out. And then that they did release it. You could see it on like, I think this is true, that July 4th was a Friday. And they released, you could see it on July 2nd and 3rd. Like, you could literally see it the same days that the movie tracked, right? Because it's like July 2nd, July 3rd.
Hella good marketing. Yes.
So they did that. And then I remember I had to check to see which came out first, this or Titanic. And this came out first. Titanic was the next year. But I recall the same experience of being like, oh, you see it multiple times. Like you go out and you see this movie, like it was just like, oh no, it's so good that like, that's what we're all doing. We're going to go see this, like group of friends, whatever. You go see it again and again. And it was just like, it was the best, biggest spectacle and coolest thing for all of us, people my age. And
yeah, we were all talking about it. It was so good.
It was the biggest thing ever. Yeah.
I think other than Dark Knight, this is our largest box office at $817.4 million.
Made a little bit of cash.
On
That's a lot back then.
$75 million budget.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like obsession.
No, that the budget never accounts for marketing. I'm sure they dumped a shit ton of money.
Listen, here's the truth. If it's not something you love to do, automation is mandatory. You didn't start your podcast to spend hours editing clips. You started it to create, connect, and grow your audience. But here's the problem. Every other platform works with video podcasts, and manual editing eats up your most valuable asset, your time. That's where Opus Clip changes everything. Upload your video, and Opus Clip will automatically find the gold nugget moments auto-clip the captions for the best parts. Perfect for TikTok, Reels, and Shorts. 1 hour-long episode becomes 10, 20, even 30 viral-ready clips in minutes. The tool even predicts each clip's viral potential, so you know exactly what to post. No more tenuous editing, no more wasted hours, just you staying in the place that you love to be, creating content that matters. Head to podnationopus.com for your free trial and get back to doing what you do best. Stop editing and start creating now.
Into marketing this movie.
Apparently one of the first big Super Bowl ads for a movie.
Yep. So this was the first kind of the modern summer blockbuster setup where they tease it over the Super Bowl, buys the expensive Super Bowl ad, and then is in that kind of middle, obviously the start of July.
So is that like 6 months ahead
release.
of time?
Yeah. This is big.
And they had to beat the Tim Burton Mars Attacks movie to theaters because those were kind of the two big sci-fi alien invasion movies coming out same summer, and Emmerich was like, we got to beat it to market. And they did. 800 million for Independence Day, only 100 for Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks, very good.
Such a different film.
Yeah.
Also an ensemble cast, though.
I mean, that's hardly stating it. It's a massive ensemble cast for Mars Attacks.
It's crazy.
With Jack Nicholson playing two characters.
With Jack. Thank God we did get to cover Jack in Batman 89, my personal favorite. But
the second worst movie we've ever covered.
No way, it was so good. Wait till they get a load of me.
Goes AVP is the worst, and then Batman 89.
What is wrong with this guy?
I don't know.
I'm glad you're dead. That part scared the shit out of me when the cooked man with the hand buzzer.
The cooked man. Yeah.
It's like elevated Adam West Batman that they just decided to put in a Tim Burton universe.
Number one, a guy.
I used to play with those little Batman toys all the time. I had a Bob action figure, and I kept it for a long time.
You guys were lobotomized as children to love that movie. I was still
We were like
utero.
5 years old when that came out.
Pre-utero.
I watched it at my first communion. I remember we had the DVD, and I was like, let's put this on after my first communion, guys. And we watched this movie about, murderers and killing and
who are you?
That was the only movie review we ever did that my mom got upset with me about. She's like, you were way too hard on Batman 89.
Thankfully, I was there to write the shit. But, you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Yes,
there's tons of lines.
We're proving how amazing it is just in this. But hey, we're not here to talk about
ID4.
Batman 89.
Back to ID4, which, boy, oh boy. Let's get into the movie itself. So this film kind of starts off, I don't know, a little, it doesn't really throw you right into it, but you get to introduction of the characters.
But the movie was marketed as shit blowing up, and the credits are fucking blowing up in your face. And I was like, yes, you are getting what you asked for right away.
I think within 10 minutes that there's like tell of the aliens landing. They do a lot. They do some extended character development. Will Smith does it. That's the thing, because it's like, what is it? Runtime is like
enough character development. Perfect amount of character development.
So my main criticism as we go through this is there's just too many storylines. Like there's like an A plot, a B plot, a C plot, and like a D and E plot for some reason.
And then they just
they all come together.
Yes.
Like Magnolia.
But I would say that there's one or two scenes with Will Smith's stripper wife and the kid that maybe don't need to be in the film itself. Maybe when they find Mrs. President of the United States.
Keep Vivica's name out your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's bad.
Remove Vivica A. Fox, who's...
I'm saying that the storyline is not necessary for the film.
I agree. My biggest gripe with this movie is the part where Will Smith finds Vivica A. Fox and the the first lady. How could he possibly find them? Just he's going to take a chopper to where they might be, and there they are.
There is 15 minutes where I did not look up at the TV.
Oh, man.
I was just like, what is going on? Give me Robert Loggia again, just like literally reading cue cards behind wherever he's standing.
I like the plot, like they're showing acceptance, though, because the first lady, obviously very, very white.
So
it's just like the line where she's like, "You're a dancer? Ballet?" She's like, "No, exotic." "Oh, I'm sorry."
So proper.
And she's like, "No, like we're showing to accept." I love this. This is like 1996 inclusivity.
Well,
right?
So here's my Luke's hot take for Independence Day is that this is the most Clinton era America movie of the 90s. Like it is like all of this fake progressive kind of bullshit that like isn't actually what was going on in America. And like they do the thing where it's like Will Smith's character isn't getting the promotion because they know his girlfriend is a stripper. And it's like, no, it's because he's black. Like, what are we talking about? Like, why do we have to whitewash this with like, well, if you just would have made the right decision about who he was dating and like being, it's like, no.
It was the black woman. Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely does that. There's a lot of, but you know, I don't know, like at the time, like that was progressive for us.
The entire idea of the movie is like all of these different people from different walks of life, different challenges and all that coming together because there is a overarching evil that they have to, the world has to come together to destroy. And it puts all of our differences to the side.
Isn't there a speech from Reagan back in the day? What if an alien force came by? The world powers would have to unite against an alien invader. Maybe it's that, you know.
Well, and then he said that, and then if you asked him, Mr. Reagan, do you remember what you just said 5 minutes ago? You'd have been like, nope.
Well, I don't know.
Have you seen the skit?
I've had dementia for the last 5 years of my presidency, so who knows?
Yep. It
works. Then there's the Phil Hartman sketch on SNL where like he pretends to be stupid Reagan in front of the public, and then when the public leaves, he's like speaking 5 different languages and like commanding the room and making all these deals and stuff. And then like a Girl Scout comes in and he has to be all nice and forgetful a little bit. That's a good skit. You guys should watch that one.
It is a good one.
Well, if you're a Republican, you're allowed to have mental issues and still be president.
They love him.
You're not allowed to criticize. Don't you dare criticize Reagan for having dementia. How dare you do that?
Insane. Like Reagan, I mean, everyone knows that. But
Biden was like a walking corpse, so we can say that.
Yeah.
But we can get away from the politics of the movie. I just think, obviously the Randy Quaid character like is like the redneck who gets abducted and like is an alcoholic and like his whole redemption arc.
Hey, this is a good question posed on Reddit. I was reading about, is Russell Case, Randy Quaid's character, is he just like Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon Vacation, just like a new identity? Did he like leave his family and then like now he's got this other family, and he's out he's got the RV, just like Cousin Eddie.
It's a crossover. Here's another thing, because he turned out to be very crazy.
Right. He was so solid back then. What happened to him?
Was he acting? When you watch these films, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's losing it. You're like, maybe this wasn't as much of a stretch for Mr.
They did a fantastic job in the movie of making you feel bad for him, even though he's just like a train wreck.
It's because of the PTSD from the sexual violence committed by the aliens.
The guy that plays his son
was raped by aliens. Let's just say it.
The guy that plays his oldest son, played by James Duvall. James Duvall might be the worst actor I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, Miguel! Yeah, isn't he?
Who would have thought you could have the like cheap? He's like the dollar store version of Keanu Reeves.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
that's what they. Yeah, that plot line is kind of bad. I mean, like,
bad. This movie is full of bad plot lines.
Like they could have just been like, have him in the diner. have him like just give him a little bit, and then okay, they need someone to like redeem themselves and die. But like the whole thing with his daughter, who actually looked, she's from Mrs. Doubtfire as well.
Oh, okay. Just
And
like Harvey Firestein.
that's right.
He's also Mulan.
But you guys want to feel old? You want to feel old? She is now 47 and like a yoga mom influencer on Instagram, and I follow her now. She looks remarkably the same.
That's weird.
She just looks like if that girl just got old, but like it's the same kind of whole.
So I looked up James Duval just to see what else he did, if he made it as an actor. So apparently he was a musician in L.A. that just
like
tried out.
Rapes.
Yeah, basically.
Vibes. Yeah, it feels like they were just like there was probably there's an extended version that I almost watched because I did not. I thought
this
this
movie
had already
does not need to be longer.
I thought it left Netflix already. There's an extended version
It's
that's
on
an
Hulu.
I own it now for $4.99. The standard version. The extended version, I guess, had another like 14 minutes of character development.
Not needed.
So I was like, I'm good.
There's
a
perfect amount of character development.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like you do care, especially like thinking of the mindset. I mean, because I've grown cynical as time has gone on, and this movie's obviously like this was perfect at the time, right? I think that the character development, seeing all that stuff blow up, like we were as 12-year-old boys, like seriously, like holy shit, like we've just gone through something by watching this, like the highs, the sadness, the despair, the laughter, the oh my gosh, the computer viruses on the internet. I don't know, I've heard about that. That seems scary.
Using Windows to load up a virus, yeah, that interface with that operating system.
The great plot hole of the movie.
No, I don't think so. They said he knew their signal. He understood their signal. He was just using Windows for his interface. He was penetrating their signal.
But you still have to know the operating system that you're writing the virus for.
No, just that he knew the signal, and he was a genius. He figured out where his ex-wife was just by her cell phone signal or whatever.
They shot these
hole.
scenes that build the world out more, and apparently all computer technology on Earth in the Independence Day world was based off of this alien technology that they had found
from the ship in Roswell.
From the ship.
Yeah. See,
so that's why he knew how to write a virus for it, is because it was using technically the same type of operating system. Yeah, they did it. They just didn't include it in the movie.
They could have. It would have taken 5 seconds.
I just liked it when there was like the virus. They're like virus uploading, and there was like an icky face for like the poison symbol. Like it reminded me of The Net, which is another great movie from the mid-90s.
Hell yeah, I saw that in the theater because of Sandra Bullock being in it. Oh man, Speed got me.
So I think like the summer blockbuster really. I mean, I think we probably talked about the origins, right, in the 80s and whatnot, and then it's kind of being refined here in the 90s, and really, I think, hits a real monumental point with Independence Day. But, Speed, that was an earlier summer movie. Jurassic Park was obviously the big one, 1994, right? That was 94. And these films...
Maybe?
Yeah.
Speed 92?
Yeah.
Or 4. If only I had the internet. But like these are movies. These were films. These films were made, like Jurassic Park and Independence Day, were made to be blockbusters. Like they were made. Like it wasn't just like, oh, this caught fire, like fire in a bottle, or fire in a bottle. That's not the phrase. Lightning in a bottle, which could turn into fire.
Lightning in the lightning bug's ass.
But yeah, it just. These were made to be these blockbusters. So
and it does, as Peter's arguing for, it does all like it is kind of schlocky here and there, but it throws so much like style in front of you, and it has characters that you recognize their faces, delivering pretty cool lines here and there. The pacing is pretty quick, like it only slows down here and there. It still is 2 hours and 30 minutes. But for a summer movie, when you're getting out of the hot, you're getting into the AC of the movie theater, watching it a couple of times back in 1997, then 96, sorry, and you're good to go.
It was a big deal, and it was also like the internet was like just becoming like I think I probably had the like a computer with AOL for like a year. I don't know. It was I'm just being nostalgic now about that specific time. But you go and like look stuff up. I remember this is how I knew I would be a movie nerd, was when I was little and had AOL. I would go to the upcoming movie information page. That's what it was called. It was a website, and you just go and it would just have like the shittiest little links, right? About like rumors about upcoming movies. I followed I Am Legend. I followed that movie since the 90s. You know who's supposed to be Will Smith? Arnold.
Oh, okay.
Long time Arnold was attached to be that guy. Anyways, it was a great time. It was a great
Good.
Chris, I wonder if we spoke to each other like on AOL Instant Messenger like back in the day. Because I remember I spoke to all these random people all the time.
Totally.
Never know.
Like by
I only talk to girls.
I was pretty smooth on AOL Instant Messenger. I was a flirtatious guy.
Hell yeah,
BRB.
that's good. You just get that you hear those doors opening and closing, a little sound effect. It's like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Like, just man, that was it.
Those were the days, man.
Getting my flirt on with the keys. That's how I learned how to type, by the way, is AOL Instant Messenger. I did it so much.
I bet a lot of kids learned how to type.
Yeah,
because
typing quick.
All of a sudden, I just knew where all the keys were. And I was like, how did that?
I still had to take typing my freshman year in high school.
Yeah, I think we had to take some of it.
It was like part of our computer, like intro to computer class, basically.
Yeah.
We just typed for the first semester.
That's good skill. Man, just being a movie nerd, Chris, I used to bike to the Blockbuster. There used to be a Blockbuster near your current place, and I used to bike.
Of course.
I used to bike there on a weekend and just like hit the Screamin' Tuna and buy a rubber band gun and rent a movie and a video game, and like that was your whole weekend. It was
Yeah, we had
so
we had a Blockbuster from where I'm at, or where I lived in Madison, and there was a bike path actually from my suburb that went by the Blockbuster, so we could ride our bike on the bike path to the Blockbuster. We usually got video games though. We
I would usually get movie and a video game was kind of like the complete package.
And it's a pack of Twizzlers.
Yeah. Yep.
And then just not sleep for 2 days.
No.
Man, simpler times.
Yeah.
So this
let's just talk about some scenes from the film that we like and had ideas about. So I wanted to talk about the explosion scene, the big explosion scene.
Yep. All the 45 minutes of tension leading up to the alien attack.
Well, let's first talk about just that visual shot of the big ship going over the top of the cities, and because I think that is like the most. When I think of this film, I think of that kind of upward shot, watching the thing kind of block out the sky.
Yeah, this is another thing that I read somewhere else. But so when he was promoting Stargate, someone was like, hey man, like, do you think aliens are real or something?
Yeah.
And he was asked this question, and then it was like, I don't know, wouldn't it be weird if you woke up one day and there was a huge ass spaceship just in front of and everyone saw it? Anyways, and that was like the impetus, like that was it. But I love that, like seeing Will Smith reading his paper.
Mm-hmm. That's a classic shot.
Classic, like I like imprinted in your mind, like you're just like, oh yeah, like I remember.
Are you tired of the coffee crash? Still jitter an hour after your morning cup of coffee? Listen, I used to drink 5, 6, 7 cups a day to just keep going. The anxiety, the stomach pains, the afternoon crash, it was brutal. Then I discovered Rise Coffee, and everything changed. Rise has less than half the caffeine as regular coffee, but here's the magic. It contains 6 organic mushrooms, including cordyceps, lion's mane, and others that naturally sustain your energy without the jitters or crash. We're talking sharper focus, immune support, better gut health, and calm, sustained energy that lasts all day. Plus, it's organic, vegan, and has 0 added sugars. Unlike other mushroom coffees, Rise is USA grown in California. A full spectrum of mushrooms per serving that actually works. Here at PodNation, we only partner with brands we actually believe in. And Rise Coffee is the real deal. Head to risesuperfoods.com and use promo code PodNA15 for 15% off your order. That's PODNA 15 for 15% off. Ditch the crash. Fuel your day the right way with Rise Coffee.
Remember that. Like, just totally.
Yeah. I don't know how they didn't see the ship immediately upon walking out. Usually I look up, but he was not. Pretty terrible green screen shots back to when they're doing the shots of him and Vivica looking out at it, and then they cut back and they're like, oh, yeah, that doesn't look great.
They're just I was just taken away.
I didn't fully understand how many of those ships were over a top of different cities, because when the explosions do begin, they update the president. They're like LA, New York, and DC have been
I think they
blown
said
up.
dozen.
Were there other cities around the world? Because they
about
have
a dozen across the world. They said
because they watched the newscast from Russia, and they're like, one's headed to Moscow.
Yeah, and some in Egypt too, and Sydney.
Okay,
those for sure.
How did those people combat the aliens?
They got the Morse code. It's about bloody time. That's one of the commentators in Best in Show, the Christopher Guest movie, who's paired with Fred Willard.
How did this happen that all of these different pilots from all over the world were like coalescing in the desert somewhere listening to radios? Because they're all really close to each other when they do get the Morse code.
Yeah, I don't know.
I suppose they all, like the president, like when the explosions began, were just happened to be in a jet that could outfly the explosion away from it.
Yeah,
sure.
And they just kept going.
And they all heard the speech and they were like, yeah. Let's talk. I mean, the speech, that's like a pivotal, like probably maybe the best scene, maybe, or like one of the most iconic things, right? Best president speech ever in a film.
Yeah, I thought I heard on a TikTok somewhere that the writer wrote the speech, wrote a rough draft, and then they were making the movie, and he was like, I'll circle back to it and I'll punch it up. And then day came of filming and he was like, oh my God, I forgot to punch it up. So it's like you listen to it and it's very basic, but it's delivered really so perfectly. Well, it's unbelievably done.
Pullman is kind of all over the place in this movie, and I can't tell if it's the script or if it's him, but like he delivers some lines really poorly, and like just like basically get me through this scene type acting. Maybe and then the speech is just incredible.
Yeah,
that's kind of like locks in. Well, and when he's piloting at the end, like he is really compelling and like a movie star in that situation. But like throughout most of the movie, like Pullman's kind of not great.
Yeah, he's pretty vanilla for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's supposed to have this character turn of being like kind of disillusioned with the presidency and da-da-da-da-da.
Well,
and also
he's very much like a Clinton JFK analog where he's a young guy and they have the scene where he's getting criticized for like being a young guy and not being right for the job or whatever.
The McLaughlin group. I grew up like I would see that shit. Like if I fell asleep on the couch and then like you wake up and your dad is watching it and you're just like, what the hell is this?
Next on the McLaughlin, it was just a bunch of old like so many talking about stuff that I didn't understand, nor did I want to understand. Like next up here.
With how much I like The West Wing and the movie The American President, I kind of just wished it was all in the White House and it was just that.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a better movie.
McLaughlin Group.
If they could just sit in rooms and talk about problems that are happening out in the world, but not actually show those things, way better movie.
That's a different low budget YouTube movie that maybe you could make. You could just make a situation room.
It would be my back rooms.
Yeah. Or Iron Lung. I just watched some of Iron Lung. It was terrible.
But that's the other movie by the YouTuber.
Shout out
Markiplier.
Right?
Yeah, it was bad. The script was loose and terrible, and like surprisingly, the guy's acting was pretty good. But it was real. It deserved a 40-minute movie, and it was like a 2-hour shit fest.
But just like quick shout out to like movies are back, horror movies are back, Obsession.
Well, movies aren't back, horror movies are back.
Yeah,
Obsession,
they're definitely back.
So good, Backrooms, very good. We'll talk, but like I just
So you saw both of those?
I saw both. I've seen them both
Ooh.
twice, dude. I've seen both twice.
What is
Guys,
wrong with you?
I
Where do you
think-
have the time for that?
I think
I got all
Disclosure
shit.
Day is gonna make a shit ton of money.
I'm so
Heard
pumped
it's
for
good.
Disclosure Day. What we're leading up to.
What we're leading up to, because I
We
mean,
gotta
this
hold hands the whole
movie,
time.
Independence Day, is like Spielberg light. Like it doesn't have the same kind of gloss and sheen and like Spielberginess to it. But like
Yes,
there's
sure.
a lot of his elements, a lot of his type of characters that he throws into movies.
Sure. It's a dumbed down type of Spielberg movie. It knows what it is and it moves the pace well, but it's got little Spielbergy character moments. There's so many great character moments that they don't have to be in the movie, but they add such flavor to the movie.
Yeah, it's a guy trying to do an impression because you could tell because the Roland Emmerich movies that came after this are so bad.
Yeah.
They're just like disaster movies that are like 2012. The day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow.
They're just like the most basic. Like, here's a disaster movie. Like, if you want to see stuff blow up,
And
it'll
let's-
happen. Like,
Right.
I'm sure it's fine, but it's like it lacks any like I don't know humanity or like the personal touch or whatever. But
this movie is
they managed it.
carried by Goldblum and Smith just being so compelling, and they basically give the last hour of the movie to those two to like kind of take over. Because
just charm your paint off.
I checked, and Will Smith doesn't show up until 25
20
minutes. into the
minutes.
movie.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. I thought
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Yeah, he's actually not in it that much. I mean, he's in it a lot, but for like the top of the call sheet, there's a lot of time where he is not in it, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
just
You
Well,
get
and
more
he's
Judd
not around
Hirsch.
any other characters. Like at least
Yeah.
Goldblum joins the president, so you're getting him like in the background of those scenes, kind of doing work with that sort of stuff. Will Smith is either by himself, like in a plane,
Yeah.
or then he eventually gets with Goldblum at the end, and I think that's kind of where the magic really starts cooking.
you didn't think the Harry Connick Jr. Will Smith
Well,
connection was
so
magic?
Harry Connick Jr. as Jimmy is absolutely incredible in this movie. He just a jolt of energy. Him and Will Smith are like they have good chemistry. This was actually supposed to be Matthew Perry.
That's
and
what I
he
heard.
dropped out. But
Could these
apparently,
okay.
Get any louder?
apparently Matthew Perry wrote like the lines that Harry Connick Jr. then gives. So he's basically just doing Matthew Perry.
Oh man, that would have been a rough turn. I don't like when you think of Matthew Perry doing all of that. I don't know.
I think it would have been pretty good. Actually, I could picture him like
I
being
think-
a little more animated in the cockpit with his mask on and just like
Would he
saying
do the
some
Reverend?
goofy ass shit.
Would he do the Reverend Jesse Jackson speech? Matthew
Uh,
Perry.
Maybe not.
Hey, but to
But
be
just
fair,
everything that Connick is doing is, I was laughing at. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this movie is really funny.
My brother and I, we would say the last lines that Harry Connick has before he dies. My brother and I would say that stupid shit all the time. You know me, I can't breathe. Ugh. I'm gonna try something.
it is a very big swing.
It
and
is a
it's-
huge choice. It's just like, all right, Bayou accent. How about
Mhm.
you act blacker than Will Smith?
Yep,
in
and then Will Smith
every
is like,
scene
that's
you're
fine.
in?
Yep,
That's my
I
guy.
co-sign. Yep, that's right. Amen.
Well,
You're like,
and then
okay,
there's
you cool with
this-
it, so it's fine.
It got forced for me. But this whole cigar thing, I was just like, do we have to keep coming back to this over? Like, this man is obsessed with smoking Victory cigars.
Yeah, he's got a horrible addiction. He just can't wait to get his nicotine.
Well, he can wait. He wants to wait for the perfect moment. He's waiting for that, like, perfect cigar.
And he gets it.
Yeah,
And
you
they're
gotta
just
have
walking
that.
on the beach.
You gotta have that little kitschy thing that to celebrate at the end. I think it's great. Yeah.
It all works. I
So-
mean, yes, it works really well for exactly when it comes out. For like, it just like we can watch it now and be like, oh yeah, that's kind of lame, or that's cheesy, or that's been done a million times since then, which is all potentially true. But right then, at this time, like this was perfect. This was
And
cinema.
I'll qualify my criticisms of this movie. This movie is a ton of fun. It is just a blast to watch. I just don't think, like, from a structural standpoint and like the way it was made from a technical standpoint is very good. I think this movie is pretty schlocky. But all of it ends up working. Like the whole mishmash of all this kind of junk together just really, really works.
It does.
I loved, and I was getting a kick out of watching Robert Loggia in this movie. He plays the general. He's the old guy.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's also in Officer and a Gentleman, and what other movies? Bob Loggia. He's in Big. He's the boss in Big.
Oh yeah, doing the dance scene. Yep.
And he every single line that Robert Loggia has in this movie sounds exactly like it was from the script, and it was, we need this character here to explain to the audience what is going on in the scene, so we'll just have Robert Loggia look at the camera and say it.
The exposition machine.
He is the exposition machine in this. And it does, if you watch him closely enough, it literally looks like he's on SNL reading the cue cards. Like they just put him on set and they're like, Bob, we just need you to read this line. And he's like, okay, I got it.
It's advancing over our position.
Something like that.
He has the scene where he tells Will Smith, like, no one's told you yet, but that the whole city where your girlfriend is
completely
in.
destroyed.
And he like literally just exits stage left. Like he gives the line, and the director must be like, well, we have to go to Will Smith reacting or whatever.
Zoom in on just him.
Loggia's just like, well, then I'm just gonna walk out of the seat. But could you imagine giving someone potentially the worst news they're ever gonna get in their life, and you're just like, this happened.
On a heel.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, that's probably bad. She's dead. Totally dead.
Well, you know, whole world's blowing up, alien invasion, all that. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, that's.
But he is just. It is the next time you watch the movie, just watch Robert Loggia. He is incredible. I think the Randy Quaid character like is winning. I think it works. I think it's so cool that he gets to be kind of the final missile blast into the ship. Like. It just all works. He gets to be, hey, I was abducted by aliens, and proves everyone right.
Yeah, a lot of his lines, my brother and I grew up saying that I can fly, I'm pilot. Or anytime, it's like my wife and I still do this. If like you take a sip of something that's good, you take a sip and you go, oh, yeah, it's good. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Well, you're just like, he had that first sip of coffee and was like, I'm sobering up again. Let's go.
Picked a hell of a day to quit drinking.
And he was drinking that morning, so that is not a long day.
The wrong field, just blacked out flying a plane.
Lucas is
really well too.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Damn. Are you sure?
What are you doing?
I'm so stupid. At least, I love that. What do you think about Bill Pullman flying at the end?
I love it. I think that's the best he is in the movie.
When he just
in the movie,
he's already indicated that he's gonna just fly a plane. Like I'm good.
It's such a good idea, because if we had a president who like just got into a fighter plane during the war, I would be like, you win.
Yeah,
for sure.
Or like if like we just were like, hey, space travel, we're worried about it again. The president's like, put me on the rocket.
I'll go and check it out.
I'll
make
do
sure
it.
It's safe.
I mean, we have a senator from Arizona who is a former astronaut, so
I think
we could have that.
That's what we do.
But yeah, I just think that it really works in the movie to just have this guy, young president, seems like the country doesn't respect him, but was a former fighter pilot and seems to like have that kind of was his political message is, I'm this good guy in the military, and he gets to go back to what he's good at as the president and kind of be a champion of this.
And there's no real cynicism here.
Yeah.
Which is something that, again, maybe is almost a time capsule. Like, I'm wondering if we could still do it today. And obviously, there's some negativity, like, oh, he's being criticized, but it's like pretty vanilla, like whatever.
Well,
but then just
James Reborn, the defense secretary, is really giving it to him. Reborn is just chewing up scenery.
Hell yeah, he's great too.
All of his scenes, he's so good in this
antagonist.
movie. But yeah, like Pullman gets to basically tell him off, fire him, and
Very
then he just
satisfying.
does his thing. Yeah.
And we're all cheering for the president of the United States, and we're all behind him, and we think that that's great, and the government's great. Like that's just like not going to happen
That's
today.
pure fiction.
Well,
But I mean,
but
I
in
don't
this
know.
scenario where literally you've had like 15 of the biggest cities on Earth nuked by aliens, and they're ready to, and they've literally told the president well, actually not telepathically, squeezing a dead dude's vocal cords that like, we're gonna kill you all.
Yeah.
You kind of get carte blanche. Well, I mean, he literally carte blanche where he's like, he was worried about using the atomics on him, and then is like, all right, let's nuke the shit out of him.
Right. Let's nuke the bastards. I saw their thoughts. They're like locusts. I mean, we understand.
Goldblum was not happy about the nuking. He took that very hard.
Yeah. I mean,
he drank an entire bottle of scotch over nuking the planet. He sobered up so quick, but he drank an entire bottle of scotch.
But I mean, the whole just alien invasion and how he describes that they are locusts. They just eat up all of the natural resources. Like that's us. That's us.
That is us.
Imperialistic. Colonizing
how about my guy
empires? That's what we do. So we understand it. We understand the villain, and it's perfectly simple.
How about my guy Brent Spiner, Data from Next Generation, being the scientist working in Area 51?
He gets to be a real character and not just some goddamn computer on Star Trek.
He's one of the best Star Trek characters of all time.
Data?
Yeah,
not a Star Trek guy, so I'd like to talk shit.
I barely know anything about it.
Yeah, don't talk shit about Brent Spiner on the internet.
No, I don't. I won't.
Don't you keep Brent Spiner's name? We're keeping Vivica's name out of her mouth. We're keeping
Vivica, beautiful, looked great, fantastic,
gorgeous,
but in some of the stupidest scenes in the movie. Unfortunately for her.
Like, how did she survive when the aliens blew up the city? How could she survive in that tunnel?
The dog jumping into the hideout is the stupidest shot in the entire film. Like, it's really, really bad.
We needed the dog to be okay. See, because we were the population, we're like, is everyone going to be okay if this movie kills a ton of American people?
Well, and Buckley from the Little Rascals too had to save him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's who that was. I
recognize his face. That's it. You nailed it.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. So
that was a big Luke Kid movie. I watched the '90s Little Rascals movie over and over again.
I actually watched that with my kids at some point too. It's good.
So
Alfalfa.
It's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's outdated. I think if we look back at some of it from the lens of 2026, but at the time, it's just like you said, it's like a perfect time capsule to where we were at that time. And like what type of stuff.
Yeah, we had this false bravado in America that like liberalism had finally worked. We had finally prevailed. Like we were this new bastion of society. We got the Reagan years behind us. The economy was just booming. The internet age is coming in. Anything's possible. Aliens come to Earth. We're like, we'll fight those bastards off. We're off the Gulf War, which we won in like a month. Like. We were feeling ourselves in America in the 90s.
Yeah. This is before the Lewinsky thing happened. Supposedly they showed this movie to Bill Clinton in a private screening.
Yeah, man, I like that one.
I love the smoking. And later on he met Vivica A. Fox.
No, Bill.
Don't do that to her.
And he said, "Hey Vivica, I just want to say I love you in Independence Day."
Oh no!
Slick Willie. Totally yeah, I'm sure you did, Bill. That was your favorite part.
Do you want to
whatever.
A saxophone later?
Apparently, there was this thing at Arkansas, the university that he went to, where men would volunteer to walk co-eds to their dorm rooms. So they didn't have to walk alone across campus. And he was one of the guys.
Of course he was.
That's a John Mulaney bit. And John Mulaney's mom was escorted. Yeah, it was John Mulaney. He talks about it in his stand-up. His mom was escorted by Bill Clinton to her dorm.
That's right. That's an amazing story.
And they met
Bill
him
Clinton Mulaney's father?
Well, so they went to see him when he was campaigning in Chicago or Illinois or whatever, and he remembered his mom's name.
My
Like they
goodness.
walked up to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know you."
What riz?
How you doing, Teresa?
He should have been in the movie. He should have been in Independence Day.
He should have been Bill Pullman.
Yeah, just match the charisma of everyone else.
You know who they wanted? There's another casting note that I read about. Kevin Spacey was. They wanted him to be the president, and they were like, "No, he's not. He's not well known enough." Like, I mean, they wanted to have well known people, not A-listers, maybe, but they're like, "No, it needs to be someone better." And
I thought I heard that Emmerich was like, "I can't make him likable."
Yeah, it was something like it needs to be more of a strong, like Bill Pullman, which, you know, I mean, I get. Also, what Spacey had just we had like seen
Usual
him break out in
Suspects.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 795.
Yes, I think something like that.
Because
So it was
American
before
Beauty is 98.
9. No, 99.
What
99.
about what about Usual Suspects?
That was 95, I think.
Okay, but so he's always kind of playing creeps.
He played
Yes.
two villains, and in the biggest movies back then.
So I get it. And you know what? Like, yes, he would be a successful president later on in House of Cards, but you know, it makes the movie less complicated for us now.
I think
to
Bill
watch.
Pullman's kind of perfect, and just like he's not an A-lister, but he's a recognizable face. He's done a good enough job with his career that it doesn't seem weird that he's in this big summer blockbuster when you revisit it. And like he nails the speech. He gives a great monologue.
He does exactly what he's got to do in other scenes that require like more emotion. Like, I mean, it's a little bit goofy that when his wife dies, they really just kind of gloss over it. But like he gives just the right level of performance and the right amount of time is spent on it.
Talk about like your F and G plot. Like him having a thing with his press secretary or like whatever she is, chief of staff that was married to Goldblum. Like that whole thing they talk about for like 2 total movie minutes, and like
you just
you're
need
supposed
some
to have this
random
thing
friction in there.
Yeah,
you think
this
that
moment at the end when like Goldblum has to like ask permission almost to like be with his ex-wife.
Yeah, he gets shut down. Where doesn't she end up? She goes with Goldblum at the end.
Yeah. But they were married. Goldblum and
Yeah.
her were married. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought they're kind of almost hinting at like, oh, maybe they're gonna get back.
Well,
together.
I think I think when he was campaigning, they were getting people that thought they were having an affair, but I don't think it was
that was the
actually happening.
No.
So I think there was friction between Goldblum and the president because
And he punched him in the
thought-
head.
Yeah.
you punched the president.
You punched the president?
Oh,
my
we gotta get to Judd Hirsch because he is so good in this movie.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's got a lot of the great lines that actually like help out the plot of the movie, like with the virus that catch cold. The virus.
He's the heart of the movie.
Yeah,
He'd be
exactly.
dead if it wasn't for my David.
Yeah, with the bodies, with the Roswell. Yeah, you did. You knew. You didn't tell
What
anyone,
is
and
it?
you knew.
When he's praying and they're like, not all of us are
Yes.
Jewish. And he's like, we don't get everything right.
Nobody's perfect. That got a huge laugh in the theater. I remember that specifically. Like I think
it's
my
just a
dad
perfect
laughed
line-
out loud big time. in
Perfect
that
line
one.
delivery.
Yes.
It is, and yeah, you know, and I mean, for again, like talking about the '90s fake inclusivity or whatever you want to call it, this was progressive in the sense like who saves the day? A black guy and a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and you know, just like that's different, right? And like, okay, yeah, and you know, I mean, great. I mean, say whatever you want, but that was nice.
But to have Goldblum and Hirsch be able to play off of each other too, like the perfect chaotic energies, just in different ways.
Yes.
Because like Hirsch is just doing his old Jewish guy thing, Mel Brooks, like all over the place the entire time, and Goldblum is able to match that energy, but with his Goldblum spin.
Yeah. A lot of improvisation I heard too, especially with Will Smith and Goldblum at the end. A lot of it is improvised, which is not which is not uncommon or unrecognizable when you watch it. Yeah, yes.
I mean, did
So,
you guys caught the Jurassic Park, must go faster, must go faster. Yes. Yes. Remember that?
Yeah. Oops. Oh, no. Oops. No, oops. It's
Without
odd.
the
Yeah,
oops.
it's great. You get the whole ending is like they bring it home. They bring it on home. Literally, figuratively, they get that virus. They fucking Pullman's like, give me one more shot. Boom.
Yeah. There's certain things I gotta mention about just like the dated technology of like showing us things that are happening in action scenes in this movie using like incredibly awesome, simple, like Atari level graphics to you see the actual
There's
things
so many
happening.
maps in the background all the time.
I fucking love it. When you've got the missiles heading towards the ship in the first aerial battle, you see it in real life, and then they show you the graphics in the war room of these little like Pac-Man pebble bullets like going towards the screen. If this were like a parody movie, like an actual Pac-Man would show up on the screen and go hamana 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 hamana.
I love the infrared graphic that's just like these two, it looks like a dick and balls, like just big blotches of red on this paper, and they're all looking at it like, dear God.
Yeah. It looks like
it's
a
really
giant.
good,
Willie, do you see that? You do the whole Austin Powers thing.
Maybe it was the Bill Pullman of it all, but I was getting a little Spaceball vibes here and there.
Totally.
I'm like, is this supposed
Star.
to be? Is this supposed to be a joke? It's not a joke.
It does toe the line, but I feel like the tone is on. Like the tone is never off. Like they establish like it's a comedy action. I don't know. It manages to weave.
I do think, and yeah, this movie has aged decently well. I think all the aerial like fighter pilot stuff is really bad, and to have it come out like years after Top Gun, and then obviously like 30 years after Star Wars, where all of that looks so much better with the miniatures and all the stuff that they're doing in this movie, they like almost seem like they punted on a lot of it. Like it looks like a B movie.
I do think I agree it has aged, but I think that they use it sparingly enough.
They try to hide a lot of it.
Yeah,
which is why I think they didn't spend any money on it.
Yeah. And I think the way that some of the alien ships move, you can see a little bit of that in Stargate, which was 2 years before this. Similar kind of look and movement to the spaceships. At least that's what I remember. I really like Stargate. I don't know why you guys don't. I think it's a fun movie.
I've never seen it. Never seen
it.
Wait, you haven't seen? I'm not talking about the cheesy ass show Stargate.
I haven't seen anything named
Stargate. I have seen an episode of the show.
F that. That's stupid ass stuff. The movie Stargate with Kurt Russell and James Spader, and I mean it's another alien crossing dimensions into like a different alien world that the aliens kidnapped some Egyptians and like used some of their culture and like enslaving the people, and nuclear weapons being sent from the alien dimension back to the human dimension. There's threat of that. Dude, it's a good movie. You should watch it. It's fun.
Dude,
I mean, you had me at Kurt Russell.
That's true.
He does not make bad
James
choices.
Spader?
Oh yeah, Spader is like a dorky version of Jeff Goldblum in this, where like he's the smart scientist guy, but I mean he's not nearly as hot and as cool as Jeff Goldblum, but he's got the same kind of nerd kind of energy.
Speaking, I mean, which is very interesting to point out is Bill Pullman, his career, right? Because like he's the best. I mean, he's rocking after this movie. He's rocking before this movie too. You know, what's that? While You Were Sleeping. He's in the rom-coms, right? Of course, we got the Spaceballs. We got Casper. Then after this movie, he follows it up with The Lost Highway. Lake Placid.
Dude, Lake Placid. Love it.
It's just, and I think there's another way. Like, I guess the only point I'm trying to make though is that like he makes Broke Down Palace with Claire. He makes weird choices. he makes weird choices for someone that is kind of positioned in a place to be like maybe really start to take off. And I mean, obviously he still works and all that. You remember, oh my gosh, 1996, the same year, he was in Mr. Wrong with Ellen DeGeneres. This is a film that about how
I recognize the
Ellen,
title, but that's it.
and this is before she came out as gay, and this movie is about how she like gets married and doesn't want to be married to Bill Pullman. And it's like it's just kind of, it was funny to me at the time. Because I was like, oh, she didn't want to marry him. But
there's a weird old Wes Craven movie called The Serpent and the Rainbow, and I tried to rewatch it recently. It was terrible. And it's about like Haitian like drug-induced zombie voodoo kind of stuff. Wasn't
sounds
good.
Like Predator. Sounds like Predator 2 to me.
No, Predator 2 is much better.
I mean, I don't think you sold it well enough, Chris. Pullman's career kind of went off a cliff. Like, he is in a bunch of bad movies after this.
Yeah.
Like, Lost Highway is great, work with a good director, but like
it wasn't like
it tails off hard after that. He's not in another like movie that you've ever heard of or is, done by a good director
for a while, right?
For a long time. I mean, I'm trying to look here.
Maybe he was busy raising Lewis, his son.
No, he was working.
Love
like
Lewis Pullman.
He works.
Yeah. He works nonstop. He's in a movie a year.
Choices. Oh. It's an interesting fact. It's just like an interesting movie fact that the career of Bill Pullman, and he's like, at the height here, right? Like
his next big movie, just from like probably made money, is 2014 The Equalizer.
That's crazy. I mean, and he's an interesting fellow.
He follows that up with 2016's Independence Day Resurgence.
Oh God.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that at all?
I watched it once. Insanely forgettable. I can't even
remember.
Will
Smith.
Right. They got the guy who plays A-Train from The Boys, who's just like, this guy's got total medium charisma. So you're not gonna do it. Kind of like The Weeknd's Super Bowl performance, medium charisma from years ago.
That's a good. No, I remember.
I like that halftime show. It was pretty good.
I hate medium charisma. Just come on, just commit to the business.
Is Bruno Mars full charisma?
Bruno Mars opening with a drum solo for a Super Bowl performance was insane. Was amazing.
His is my favorite of the last like decade.
Yeah, I totally agree, big time.
Yeah, and then I like the LA one with like M and 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg.
That was pretty good.
That was good. I was gonna say Prince, and then I realized that was like
a long time ago.
20 years
a long time ago,
maybe.
2005. So
that was amazing.
It was good. It was a long time ago.
All right, so can we talk about Russell in his fighter jet? Was originally supposed to be his crop duster, which you can see he's towing his plane with his RV to the military base. So like that was still possibly part of the script, is having him doing the crop duster. It is of my opinion that Russell flying his ship into the main weapon of the aliens, I think that's one of the greatest movie moments of all time.
What?
Yeah, I didn't tell this to my wife while I was watching it with her. I had tears in my eyes, not quite falling out of my eyes, but like I was welling up.
They were welling.
Big time. This movie pumps me up. I mean, it starts with the president's speech, that like just these different moments that pump you up. One of my favorite things in this movie is when the missile malfunctions and it shows, like I said, more simple graphics that really work. It shows the clamps malfunctioning in the exact synchronized score of the movie. It goes fucking love that part. And like then he goes in his whole little spiel about tell my kids I love them very much. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you really gonna do this? And then he does it, and I almost bawl my eyes out every time. Hell yeah! It's one of my favorite movie moments of all time.
It works.
Yeah,
it definitely works. Mm-hmm. And Quaid is winning. He's a guy you want to cheer for.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
He just somehow does it. Like, he's a despicable character in this movie, but he makes it work.
Yeah,
he does. Redemption.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do, any of you that do get abducted by aliens that are out there, maybe don't ruin your family's life
By
for the
becoming an
next
alcoholic.
decade. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can probably figure
maybe
that out.
Maybe unavoidable. I don't know.
It could be unavoidable, but I would just suggest maybe you can figure it out. Unlike Quaid, who seemed very much just like, I'm going to ruin the lives of everyone around me and just scream at them that I was abducted by aliens. This is why I get to act this way.
Yeah.
Great movie moment, though, with him sacrificing his life for the good of the country, for the good of the world.
The good of the country and the good of, yeah.
Technically, his is only for the good of the country because that was the one over the United States. Whereas Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum take out all the rest.
If you ask Randy Quaid in real life, he didn't want the rest.
I did like there's a throwaway kind of line, but after they blow it up, the president's like, all right, get on the horn and tell everyone else out there how we did this. And I'm like, by sacrificing a dude flying the plane into the gun of the ship, you're going to tell everyone that's the only way it works.
One guy in each of these 15 sites.
We know that you have one.
Sorry.
Little, not the best, kind of little dumpy.
I also like that they ran out of missiles. That's a nice little touch, seeing as how that also occurred or has occurred somewhat in the Iran war that we're currently going through.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But yeah, I like that bit because it was just like, I'm like, what part of it are you going to explain to them that like, yeah, if you can perfectly shoot a rocket in there, it works.
Yeah, and you'd
but
have to do it from
also
below.
our way of doing it was we had a guy do a kamikaze mission.
So you should try that.
Yeah, just do it.
Thankfully, Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum, they handled their business in space. Which so the scene where they're smoking the cigars, they're acting like they're going to die, and then they just hop back in the cockpit and are like, okay, well, now we gotta load the virus. All right, get out of here.
That's it.
I'm like, why did you have that super weird emotional moment before if you're just like gonna start doing the job now?
They're just having a fun time.
They weren't expecting to let loose when they physically damaged the control room with their little rocket there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also the great thing to throw into any space aerial battle type thing is just fitting through the closing door works every single time.
Yeah.
That thing, it kind of looked like a version of the Millennium Falcon too, so they were going very Star Wars there.
Yep, just like in Empire Strikes Back when the meteor monster, the space worm clamps down on them.
Indiana Jones,
the first time that you guys saw this film, if you can remember back to that, did you think they died?
No, I mean, there really wasn't enough time in between them getting absorbed by the explosion and then it just reveals that they're alive. So it wasn't enough time to like think and worry about if they were dead. I didn't think so.
Yeah,
because they try to sell it. And there is a very hard cut from, the flames are coming around them. So you would be thought to, and then the people are worried. They're like, we don't know where these guys are. And then they, blip out on the desert there. And they're out to them in like 5 minutes so that they perfectly timed with them, with the sun behind them.
Yeah.
Smoking the cigars.
Dude, Jeff Goldblum, no one has walked sexier than Jeff Goldblum. You watch him, he is like a model on the catwalk.
Guys, I am telling you what.
He's throwing his hips left and right. And like you can tell he's trying. And Will Smith he's just like, I'm just going to walk like a normal person.
Michael Bay saw that scene and he died. Inside, he was like, "That's
my career,
my entire film career."
Yeah, dude.
And then he makes Armageddon in '98, and a better movie.
Oh, wow.
Armageddon is a better movie than Independence Day. If you want to fight about that,
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Armageddon is a great movie. It is a fun movie. It is not Independence Day.
It works a little bit better. The Bruce Willis scene at the end with Ben Affleck gets me every time in the same way that Randy Quaid gets you.
Right.
I mean, it's a very sweet.
There are very stupid parts of Armageddon,
like teaching drillers how to astronaut instead of astronauters.
Well, and anything with
Yeah, that was
Ben
a good one.
Affleck and
Shut the fuck up, Ben. When in the whatever the comments of the movie. Yeah.
But I think it works a little bit better. I think it looks much better. I wouldn't have as many criticisms of, the way space explosions look in Armageddon as I do in Independence Day.
Sure. I think Michael Bay was he was like almost at the peak of his powers of he's a very good action director. Like there's no question about that. The first Transformers movie is a good movie. I will defend it. I think it's a fun movie. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Michael Bay does Michael Bay
had-
stuff.
I had
Fine.
fun in that movie.
Michael Bay is good at making movies. The Rock is incredible.
Yeah.
The Rock. Yeah. The Rock.
Like if you can get over the fact that he made 27 Transformers movies and
the
look
rest
at
are
the rest of
terrible.
his filmography is pretty good.
The Island with Scarlett Johansson,
So-
kind of a fun movie.
Pretty fun. Ian McGregor.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think Armageddon was the first movie that, if I think back to my childhood, that I was like conscious of, like that it was huge, that it was in theaters, that I was probably
Yeah.
too young to see it because I think I would have been 7.
Was that 98?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but I remember specifically like hearing my parents talk about this huge movie, Armageddon.
Now, what
Aerosmith.
about Deep Impact?
Heard nothing about Deep Impact.
Well, it came out a year earlier in May of '97, I believe. And
Oh, another movie comparison question that I wanted to ask. Is the explosion scene in Independence Day better or worse than T3's atomic bomb?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember it.
I don't remember T3. I remember the dream sequence of T2
Yeah, that's
where Sarah Connor is holding onto the fence and all the children are on the playground. That's
Maybe
gotta be
did I
one of
get
the
it
best
wrong?
nukes.
Is the nuke scene is in T2? I did get that wrong. There
Okay.
is big explosion scenes in T3 near the end, but yeah, T2
Yeah,
is
they
what
don't-
I'm thinking.
They
of.
don't focus
go to
on any
the fallout
details in
shelter.
T3, I think, when the explosions
Yeah,
happen, right?
yeah,
There is
yeah,
the
that's right.
fallout shelter and blah 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 blah.
I don't think you
still
can
have
beat T2 on when it comes to nuclear style explosions.
Even though T2 does look like miniatures being blown over by a fan.
Well, so does
I mean-
Independence
Oh
Day.
yeah,
for
Independence
sure.
Day looks almost worse somehow. A lot of the turning and running and having the explosions behind them gets old the fourth time that they do it, and it looks horrible every time they cut to it.
No.
Yeah, but
Love
I mean,
it.
just like
It does.
at-
Vivica, I'm sorry, Vivica, but you with the kid running from
Yeah.
the explosion does not look good. It's
it
bad.
didn't matter at the time, though. At the time, didn't matter. Just saying.
Yeah. No, I know.
Well,
Wait,
hey.
they used so many practical effects in Independence Day in the explosions that I thought it was great. So I mean, it mostly sold it for me.
Well,
I loved
we had 2 viewers watching this live stream, and as soon as I started talking about Armageddon being better than Independence Day, we dropped down to 1. So I think I
Way to
offended
go,
people with
Luke.
that.
They're like, nope,
Damn it!
nope. They love Deep Impact.
Tell me you're
What
old
is-
without telling me
Yeah.
you're old. You like Independence Day more than Armageddon.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's me.
Yep.
That's mine.
That's
All right,
talk about our
let's get
favorites.
into the awards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter, give me your favorite scene.
Okay, we were just
Can you
talking
pick
about
one?
there are lots of favorite scenes. Like I said, I was crying at Randy Quaid's sacrifice. The Bill Pullman speech is iconic, but the tension buildup for 45 minutes to do we know are these aliens hostile or not? And then we find out that they are.
They're
So
bad.
my favorite scene is when the explosions start happening. I was a movie nerd back then. I remember watching little featurettes of the making of. They built miniatures of cities in a vertical kind of way and then triggered explosions below them so that the fire would run up the miniature city. And that's how they shot some of those explosion scenes as fire is, moving horizontally. They actually built vertical models and set explosions below them. I love the way
cool.
that the Capitol and the White House the way that they explode, specifically, they get engulfed with flames for a little bit, but then the building shatters into a million pieces.
Yeah.
So satisfying, because that's what we were sold in the marketing, and by God, we got it in the movie, and they delivered in spades. That's my favorite scene.
Okay.
Chris?
I gotta go. I mean, I'm just gonna go with the speech because you can take a couple. There's a lot of really, famous scenes, good scenes, but it's just, that's like, I don't know, that's like one of them. It's like an iconic thing in
Just
film history.
movie
Yeah,
pop culture scene. Like, it is
yeah,
used in like sporting games.
yeah. They play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to give that
Sporting
to,
games. What a sportsman I am.
they use it at sporting games.
They'll
But yeah,
carve
no,
your heart out with the spork.
Ah!
It'll hurt more, you twit. We gotta watch that movie together, Chris. Prince of Thieves.
Robin,
Anyway.
yes, it's gonna happen. Live, a watch along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the scene with Judd Hirsch and Jeff Goldblum when he gets the idea for the virus.
Yeah. Good one.
Okay.
I just love those two guys working together, doing their thing, and then I'll roll into my performance of the movie is Judd Hirsch. He is the heart of the film. I think every single line is perfect. He nails it every single time. Keeps the comedy alive throughout some of the more pressure moments.
He does.
Yeah, I think he's stand out for me. And then runner up would be Loja.
Got it. I have
Pretty
nothing to add about Judd Hirsch. He is also my best performance. Just yeah, there's no question. Every single line. My David would be alive with my David with the bodies with the Roswell. Just great, nonstop. Every line perfect. Judd Hirsch.
I'll go more okay, that's okay. I'm gonna do a different MVP than I'm gonna do performance. So I will give the performance to Will Smith because I think that it's just it's very important. I mean, I maybe almost do that for actually no. I hold on, backing it up. Performance, I'll go Jeff Goldblum. Is Jeff Goldblum doing the same thing he's doing in Jurassic Park? Kind of. Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
But I
Nails it,
like
though.
it. I like it. It works, and then since I'll just start the next category, MVP I'll give to Will Smith. It's kind of whatever, but like I think that he's very important. This movie being successful is extremely dependent on him and where he was at that time in his career. That's really it's crucial, right?
Yeah.
Got
it's incredible. It's iconic for a reason.
Yeah.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah. And what is that smell?
That's right. Just when he's shit talking the alien, like how cool he's just like that that was such an attitude, right? Like you're just like, oh my gosh, this guy is so cool. This movie's so cool. I was a little scared, but now this guy, he's coming in here like my cool older brother.
Guys, it was great to see Will back in his element, back in when he just had it ripping. Because he has not had a grand last decade of his life.
No.
So it was good to see him just at his perfect moment. It'd be like watching Tiger Woods back in the 90s and early 2000s instead of the crazy man we have today.
Life's hard. MVP, you guys.
Yeah, Peter, go
should
ahead.
I go? Okay, MVP, I'm going to go with the editor. We talked about the pace of this movie, and I think it was
could have trimmed a little bit more fat.
Yeah, no. I think just enough character development. Just the pace was perfect. And I have a quote from my wife while we were watching this, and she goes, "We took for granted these types of movies. Everyone's trying to win a fucking Oscar these days with long, drawn out, dramatic scenes." And so my MVP is the editor.
Hey.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you and your wife that the scenes that work because of the editing. You get in, you get out, you get what the point. He just kept D, E, F, G plots when we didn't need those.
Shout out to Molly.
Yeah, Molly loves this movie.
My MVP. Oh man, I was between Will Smith and Roland Emmerich. I'll give it to Emmerich since you already shouted out Will Smith. Again, doesn't make another great movie after this, except for I think The Patriot's really solid.
Patriot's very good.
Yeah, very different.
Yes. but I just think undeniably great idea, and he just knocks it out of the park. Could the script have been tighter? Could they have worked on it a little bit longer? Who cares? They made it in a month. They got it all written up. They, spent what they needed to on the special effects. They have iconic, lasting images. Like when you're thinking back to a film and you can think of stills from the movie, like that is great directing. That is great shot setup. And the ship coming over the top of the city is undeniable. The White House blowing up, even though once you know to look at it as a miniature just blowing up, you see it pretty clearly. But like it is still effective, and that's the magic of movie making. So Roland Emmerich, great job. You made $800 million with a $75 million budget. That is iconic status.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely.
And so now it's our rating out of 10. Peter?
You guys are gonna
I
make
know where
fun
this
of my
is
rating.
going.
You
Don't.
fucking-
No,
you
you've
fucking
rated
know
things
it.
very high.
Oh, baby, I am here. I am not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. And so this is funny considering my rating for Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Did you've that episode has released already?
That is released.
That-
Yeah, it's out
so
there.
I
Go check
gave-
it out.
I gave Close Encounters a 7 out of 10. I gave this fucking movie a 9 out of 10, and I am not sorry at all. God damn it. I watched this movie. I think I've watched this movie once a year, every year for the past 10 years. I swear to God.
Very easy one.
It might be true. Love it.
That's
9.0.
9.0. I'll do an 8.0. I just like, part of me wanted to go lower, right? Because I'm like, well, if we're talking about the quality of the film, if we're talking about the writing, if we're talking about this, if we're talking about that, then it's, it's easy to be like, well, this part isn't that good, or this part. Yeah. And I totally get it. I could do that. But, I think this podcast and what we've been talking about is reflective of like the impact that it had on us, the impact that it had on the culture, the world at large, how it was received at the time. And it was great, and it was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun with it throughout my young years, and I enjoyed watching it enough this time and appreciated it for that nostalgia that it brought. So I will give it. I feel like it would be disrespectful for me to go sub 8, so I'll do 8.
Good
Well,
call.
we're going right down the ladder, boys, because
Do it.
IMDb has this movie rated as a 7.0 with
That's fair.
647,000 ratings, and I think this is the most 7.0 movie ever made. I think it's a 7 all the way
Great.
down.
Sure.
Very fun. Obviously, I think it's flawed in some areas, but undeniable for what it is and what it is still.
Agreed.
Cool.
So our next film in our make a franchise, District 9, our early 2000s
Hell yeah.
alien invasion film. The aliens have already invaded in this one. They're living with the humans.
Yeah, I can't wait
We'll
to
be
dig into
talking
this one
more
again.
politics than that. If you didn't think there was
Yeah.
enough politics talk in this
Just you
episode,
wait.
just you wait.
I haven't seen this for a while, at least like 10 or 15 years, so I'm
It's
excited.
been probably
Yeah.
since college since I've watched it.
I watched it somewhat recently with my oldest son, and he by the end of it, he really dug it. In the beginning, he wasn't so down with it, but by the end, he was like, yeah. So I've seen it recently. It was good.
And then
Talk about another-
we'll follow it up with we got to do 5 minutes on Chappie.
Oh,
Yeah, I
sure.
was just gonna
Chappie's
say-
fun.
Chappie
It's
is
just, but like, talk about a career that like was
a
so promising.
weird,
and-
weird back and forth where you're like, oh, the guy who made District 9, and it's like, Chappie? What?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, this guy, I don't know. I think he was very promising, and then he kind of turned out to do nothing. But we can talk about that more next week. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah,
Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah, Neil Blomkamp. He was supposed to do Alien 5 for the longest time. There was a script written, and it was rumored that it was going to be a direct sequel to Resurrection, and obviously it never happened.
He had some tough beats. Elysium with Matt Damon. swinging
Yeah, I
miss.
remember that one. And Jodie
Gran
Foster.
Turismo in 2023.
Yeah, they by that point he was just a hired gun.
Yeah.
It's just like when they give what's that guy? Darren Aronofsky doing like Noah, or like he did like an auteur director that eventually just like kind of fizzles out, and they're like, you can just do normal movies now.
There are some secret Noah fans out there that will defend that movie.
A pretty phenomenal evolution sequence in that movie. That's the only thing I remember from Noah.
I mean, yeah, he was Darren
heavily
Aronofsky.
references the Book of Enoch, which is not a
Book
part
of
of
Enoch's
the
really
Bible
weird.
canon. It is.
Yeah, buddy.
The Enochians, yeah, it's not good. District 9 very, very soon. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right. Bye-bye.